Hey, let's go! Get in here! Get in here right now! Get in here! Hey, we got 30 minutes for the rest of our lives! 30 minutes for the rest of our lives! That's our bad in the first half. It ain't happening. We get the ball. I promise you one thing. We're going to hit somebody, and we're taking it down the field for a touchdown. I guarantee you that.
Guaranteed.
Look at me.
Let's go.
We got 30 minutes.
Let's go.
For the rest of our lives.
For the rest of our lives.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Number 10 playoff finish of all time. Tebow stuns the Steelers.
Tebow in the playoffs, right?
Love Tim Tebow.
He's the aw shucks nice guy that everybody wants to root for.
I mean, he's good. Why would you not love him?
Anyone who can hold out from sex for that long with that many girls coming after him has to be a god amongst men.
Like, remember when Tim Tebow was a thing?
You know, we look back at Tebow Mania, and it's something like, did we really do that? It's like a pet rock.
What the heck is going on? Tebow effect.
Let's be honest. Tim Tebow was not exactly known for his passing prowess.
I mean, the big problem with Tim Tebow as a quarterback is he wasn't very good at throwing a football, which is one of the real requirements.
But when the Broncos started 1-4 in 2011, they desperately switched quarterbacks and went with Tim Tebow. Fueled by Tebow mania, Denver finished with an 8-8 record.
The Broncos have won 6 consecutive games.
Tebow was terrible in the first quarter of every game, but managed to somehow finish all these games.
The Broncos snuck into a playoff matchup with Pittsburgh and the number 10 playoff finish of all time.
The shock obviously was the end.
Headed into overtime, tied at 23.
If I had to look at one of the worst 2 minutes of my life, that would be it.
Denver's football, first snap of overtime here.
That moment, something happened. It was like everybody wanted Tebow to do so well. I think everybody willed it to happen.
Tim play fakes in the pocket, sets, throws. Demaryius Thomas.
When he caught it, I'm like, okay, it's going to be a 20-yard game, whatever it is. And then Thomas just keeps going.
Out over the 45, midfield. Here we go. 40, 35, foot race, 20, 15, 10. Touchdown, Denver. It's over. It's over in Denver.
You've got to be kidding me.
Everybody was so shocked.
I'm still in shock just looking back on it.
Stunning.
Is this really happening? Has the world really changed?
And I'm like, that really happened.
He was open at the 40. Tebow hit him in stride, and there was a stiff arm by Thomas delivered at midfield that basically ended the game.
Back in the day, I was out there on a bully pulpit saying, look, this is not sustainable. This is a mania. When I saw that pass, I was like, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I've been wrong all along.
It was one of the greatest accidents in the history of football.
And it happens to my team, the Steelers. I wanted to kill myself that he beat me on a slant pass that my grandmother could have thrown.
The important thing to remember about that win, though, Pittsburgh was so banged up in that game, they were the equivalent of a 6-10 team.
But that was the problem, because it wasn't Tim Tebow, it was just the defense.
It may not come as any surprise to you. I haven't revisited that game very often. It certainly wasn't one of my better games. It's not my favorite topic of conversation.
He's not an NFL quarterback, and that fact has been bared out by the amount of games he's played at quarterback since that time.
0. Tebow started 0 games at quarterback after that postseason. The pass against Pittsburgh remains the high-water mark for his NFL career.
I'm happy how all the things going on and how you continually face it and overcome it.
I'd say the biggest thing with Philippians 4:13 is so many people, pastors included, they believe that verse means I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, meaning I can do a lot of things. But what I believe that really means in the context of it is I can do all things, meaning I can handle all things. Whatever position God's put me in, maybe it's poverty, maybe it's a sickness, my kid's sick. God's going to give me the strength to handle that. So I think it's more talking about handling adversity than actually handling praise or accomplishing much. It's talking about, you know what, I can do all things, meaning all negative things, I can handle them all because of Christ. You know?
And I look at it both ways too, is that I think there's times when things are great.
Absolutely.
That I can handle that as well as when things aren't great.
The strength to handle whatever comes. The strength to be different. That's the story of Tim Tebow.
I'm sorry. Extremely sorry. You know, we were hoping for an undefeated season. That was my goal, something Florida's never done here. But I promise you one thing, a lot of good will come out of this. You have never seen any player in the entire country play as hard as I will play the rest of the season, and you never see someone push the rest of the team as hard as I will push everybody the rest of the season, and you never see a team play harder than we will the rest of this season. God bless.
Will join the elite Heisman fraternity. These gentlemen standing behind me are ready to welcome you in. From now on, your name will be followed by the words Heisman Trophy winner. Without further ado, the winner of this year's Heisman Trophy is Tim Tebow.